been a little while since I've been on Instagram or pretty much have been anywhere or done anything. I've been pretty much home and a lot has been going on. So long story short, for those of you who don't want to watch all of it as I explain it a little bit more, but I got terribly, terribly, terribly sick, was so bedridden, didn't know what was wrong. We didn't know what was wrong, and we thought I was going to get better, but I was just getting worse and worse. Like I would wake up the next day and I was just in such miserable pain and had like horrible, like fever-like, flu-like symptoms, and it like literally getting worse. So I'm going to kind of go into it, but for those of you who just wanted to know where I've been miserably sick. And finally am on day 2 of recovery, which I am very thankful for. To rewind to like a month ago, and I got an infection that I knew about, and I got some antibiotics for it and was treated for it and was like, okay, great, I should be good now. I thought that I was, gonna be fine. What I didn't realize is that the antibiotics actually didn't work, or my body didn't fully accept it or something. And so week after week that is going by, the infection is growing, the bacteria is spreading, and so I just keep living my life thinking that I'm fine and that I'm all healthy again. And, besides getting like migraines, I don't get sick that often. So I'm like, I'm fine. Like there's no problem. Like I didn't realize that I hadn't fully been cured. About 3 weeks after I got an initial infection, I was doing some work over at Girl Defined, stuffing and packaging like a million Christmas packages, which if you know Girl Defined, we were talking all about and we were so excited about. I had been bending over like a ton, and the table that I was working at wasn't quite like tall enough, and so I was like bending over a lot. And after working for like a day and a half straight of like stuffing hundreds of packages, my back was killing me, and it like started to become like excruciating lower back pain. And I was like, I have never had back pain like this in my life. What is going on? Like, did I really injure myself so much, like working so hard? And so I went back to work the next day, worked more, but I started getting like feeling sick, and I started getting like, cold chills and hot, and I was so exhausted, and my back was in like just increasing pain. And so I left early and I came home, and I was, Dave's like, are you okay? What's wrong? And we're talking it all through, and we're thinking like, it's like, we're totally thinking that it's a back injury that's related to Girl Defined. And so we're just like, I guess I just need rest, try and take it really easy. But each day I continue to just decline like rapidly, to where like my body, to like my very bones over my entire body are like, feel like they're rotting and aching, and I can't sleep. My back is like in so much pain, and then I start to have these horrible fever-like symptoms and terrible chills and holds, and literally like for multiple days I can't even sleep because I'm just in so much pain. And so finally on Sunday, this past Sunday, I had already had to miss so many things, and I'm just like, we get to the point where I'm like, I just cannot go on another day. Like I am going to die. Like I was like, something is seriously wrong with me. I'm getting worse every single day that goes by, and I am like it's like my entire body at this point. And it was like, the pain was honestly the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. It was just miserable. Super sweet, and was so on it, and was just helping take care of me, and calling people and trying to figure stuff out. And so we went to an urgent care clinic, and I was just like dying the whole time there. And we go there and we see a doctor and start sharing some of the details about what's going on. And unfortunately, the doctor kind of maybe mostly had stuff to say and didn't really want to listen, and basically just gave me a high intensity pain shot and told me to take extremely high dosages of like Tylenol and ibuprofen, and said basically we just need to break the pain cycle and then your body will have a chance to recover. Didn't like test me for any sort of infection, nothing. We at this point are just so desperate, and so we're like, okay, we take the shot, and we take his advice about the medicine, and we go home and we try that, and it's like that night was probably the worst night of all. We leave the doctor's office and we have like, he gives us no further steps, like basically like, you're going to get better, so have a nice life. And like I said, I go home and I basically am like literally feel like I'm on my deathbed. Like I am absolutely just like, it was just so horrible. So we're like considering like, okay, like, you know, Dave's working with my family and like, do we just need to go straight to the hospital? But, you know, he said we need to give the medicine some time, a day, and I am just like getting worse than ever. And my back is literally like about to fall off and my body is just feels like it's like disintegrating and my bones are rotting and my head is exploding. So finally on Tuesday, we, by a recommendation of a PA that we know, we had basically another PA that through like a medical company actually come to our house because I couldn't even leave. I was just literally in bed. And this super sweet lady came and she listened to basically like, okay, the past month and just like my health and what's been going on. And then she did some tests for different infections and she just like instantly spotted everything. Everything she started to describe made sense, and she was like pointing out all my symptoms, and she was just like explaining everything, and like totally it was like we were speaking the same language now, like someone understands what's going on. And so she basically told me that I had a horrible kidney infection and that I was basically like 1 day away, like if I don't get better within like start improving within 24 hours, like I have to go to the hospital, like I have no other choice. And I'm like, yeah, because I will. So she prescribed me the like super intense antibiotic and gave us a great plan of action, like, okay, what to do if it doesn't kick in and if my fevers are still up and if I'm miserable, and just like a plan of action for the future. We picked up the antibiotics later that day and I took it, and they, you know, it's only been like 48 hours since I started taking the antibiotics, but it has already started doing miracles in my life, and I finally am starting to come back and can actually like be a normal human again. If anyone has had a terrible kidney infection, they know how horrible and miserable it is, but it was honestly the worst thing I've ever experienced. That's all just a nice long story about my health over the past month. But I'm just so grateful to be on the up and up. I pretty much just have to be like major low key right now. Can't really go anywhere. I haven't seen people besides one sweet friend and one sister and my mom and Dave in days, and I've missed like Christmas parties and weddings. It's sad, but I'm glad to be somewhat and slowly feeling better. But honestly, the thing that I am the most thankful and grateful for is my sweet husband, Dave. He was just literally an angel through the entire process and still is. He's been doing absolutely everything and going above and beyond to help me recover and to just make me smile. And y'all know how crazy he is. He brings out the extra crazy to make me laugh and bring me joy, which I love. I was feeling just a little while ago, feeling like so overwhelmed and just, I want to be enjoying the Christmas season and I want to go out and go finish my Christmas shopping and just be like able to enjoy it. And he was just being so fun. This is already way too long, so I'll just kind of wrap up with that. But that's the big life update. So y'all can be praying for me that I'll continue to get better, because I don't want to have a relapse, and just pray the antibiotic will work.